This is 7 News, the voice of regional WA.
Tonight, how pharmacists could cover for country doctors as another town loses its GP. The sophisticated scams specifically targeting country communities. Snow hunters hike one of WA's highest points for this year's first flurry.
And this morning, snow may not be the last of the week. Details soon.
7 News begins now.
Good evening. A Midwest community is joining the growing number of country towns without a local GP. Northampton's practice will shut in just 10 days, forcing patients to look elsewhere. The state government wants to add pharmacists with further training to the list of treatment options.
Rent-free living and a Shire-owned practice. It's not been enough to keep Northampton's only doctor around. Candy Thorpe's parents' plans to live out their retirement years in the town now up in the air.
My parents retired and selected a house within walking distance of the surgery so that they would have easy access, whether they could no longer use a car and had to use a mobility scooter.
The Northampton Doctor's Surgery will shut at the end of the month. It's understood owner Medi Bloom has pulled the plug because of minimal Medicare rebates and a lack of staff. The Shire says the closure is disappointing after working to improve the provision of health services.
We need to ensure that general practice is sustainable so that the continuity of care for our patients is accessible for them.
Longer waits for appointments 50 kilometres away in Geraldton are on the cards. The Federal Health Department says it funds a range of targeted programs to attract and retain doctors in areas of workforce shortage.
And potentially they will go without or they will delay seeking that healthcare. So we are strongly advocating for a solution around keeping a doctor in Northampton.
A state government trial training pharmacists to treat common conditions like acne, asthma and ear infections is now taking applications.
People are raising that they need access, and so I'm really keen to look at the ways that we can do that. But of course we'll work in consultation with the professionals in the industry.
Even though it might be a single presenting problem, it's in the context of their circumstances. And as a GP, having that trusted relationship with them ultimately means that we're going to have better outcomes for them.
Jenny Sean, 7 News.
Tributes are being made to a young mother killed in a Great Southern crash. Kaylee Menzel is being described as a light upon this earth taken far too soon. The 29-year-old died on Wednesday after the Mitsubishi Triton her family was driving in was hit by a train at a level crossing in Redmond. Her partner Hayden and 3 children survived the collision. A 21-year-old woman has been charged following a suspected hit and run in Albany. 57-year-old Bronwyn Clark died after being found unresponsive on Hardy Road in Spencer Park on July 9th. Police say the driver not only failed to stop, but also failed to report the incident. She'll front court next month. 2 cows have died after a cattle truck crashed in the Kimberley. The vehicle rolling on Gubbinge Road in Broome shortly before 6 o'clock this morning. The driver walking away uninjured. Country communities are in the scopes of scammers. Authorities are shutting down increasingly sophisticated traps, specifically targeting the hard-earned cash of regional and rural residents.
The hunt for a deal could cost you more than you're trying to save. Regional families and businesses are increasingly being targeted by scammers. One farmer fleeced of $9,300 after searching for a better price online instead of purchasing new from the factory.
I got to a point where I found it was a bit expensive. It was probably going to be not what I needed. So I started looking at second-hand equipment and then ended up on Facebook Marketplace.
Thomas found the right machine and began doing his own research, verifying the company's ABN. Satisfied the business was legitimate, he paid for the tractor. Purchase agreements and invoices assuring him that everything was above board. 4 days later, his accounts were frozen. Thomas only realising what had happened after it was too late.
My heart sank. I was despondent. I thought, I thought I did all my homework. I thought I did everything to try and make sure that this is legitimate.
A similar dodgy website attempting to exploit remote farmers has been shut down by Consumer Protection WA in the past week.
Because we are regional and restricted in, what we've got access to. So people go online looking up, something for sale, the price is really good. So then they might make an offer on something. And
Dodgy machinery sales are just one way country communities are being targeted. Consumer Protection reporting a rise in romance scams and criminals imitating banks over the phone. The watchdog warns if it sounds too good to be true, it usually is.
do your research. It's really, really important, and we can't stress that enough, before you spend your hard-earned money on a website buying something that you don't even know exists. So you need to do your research.
Brandon Demura, 7 News.
Coolgardie and Kalgoorlie-Boulder councils are set to decide their positions on a proposed merger of the authorities. Coolgardie's draft stance is to oppose the boundary change and isn't ruling out legal action. The Shire instead hopes to spend 12 months working to bring financial stability. The City of Kalgoorlie-Boulder will present its plan to the local government minister tomorrow. Hikers braving the heights of Bluff Knoll have been treated to the sight of sleet and snow, below freezing temperatures creating the perfect conditions.
Hikers braving the cold treated to a late night snow show. Bluff Knoll seeing its first recorded snowfall of the year.
They've all come down from the bluff, having seen snow in WA, and big smiles on their faces.
The Mount Trio Bush Camp and Caravan Park hosts the Bluff Knoll Ski Club. It's added a record number of new members.
You have to touch the powder to become a member, and I can tell you today, I think we've inducted a record 16 new members today.
One group making the trip late last night, setting out at 8:30 p.m. and arriving at the snowy peak 2 hours later. According to one member, the temperature was around -1 degrees on the way up, but it felt more like 10 below, feeling the chill beneath 4 layers of clothing. Those eager to give it a try advised by locals to go prepared.
I absolutely do recommend it. It's not for the faint-hearted. Takes a lot of preparation. I advise people not to go by themselves, to go with somebody and take a mate.
For those who missed the snow but are eager to see it in their state, the next opportunity could be closer than expected.
There is forecast for snow on Thursday and during the day, which is quite unusual.
So Josiah, how long did the snow linger for?
Well, Campbell, to be honest, not all that long, but some hikers did manage to see some snow this morning. Now, these chilly conditions are thanks to a cold front which tracked east through the interior and Eucla and exited the state this afternoon. Brought some showers through southern areas. A partly cloudy day around most of the state, mostly dry conditions over northern and central WA though. Now, to today's temperatures, warm in the north, 33 degrees in Wyndham and Kununurra, 27 the top in Broome, Karratha reaching 26 degrees and 23 in Exmouth. Cooling down, 16 degrees in Geraldton, 14 in Morawa, just 12 degrees in Leinster, a top of 14 in Kalgoorlie-Boulder. Cool across the south, 15 degrees in Bunbury and Busselton, 14 in Albany, 12 the top in Ravensthorpe, Esperance with the state's lowest maximum temperature of 11 degrees. Looking at our rainfall map now, 33 millimetres was the most recorded in the gauge to 9 a.m. at Margaret River, 11 at Busselton Airport and just 2 mils at Carnarvon Airport. Now conditions are expected to settle slightly tomorrow before another cold front is forecast across the state on Wednesday. Campbell, I'll have those details and more after sport.
Thanks, Josiah. Celebrating a century of service. Next, recognition for 2 of the Red Cross's most dedicated volunteers. And a pivot to the Pilbara, the Perth Wildcats clinics for country kids. WA's oldest Red Cross unit is celebrating some of its longest standing members. Judy Talbot and Norma Booth have served for a combined total of 108 years at Brunswick Junction.
More than a century of service celebrated. Judy Talbot and Norma Booth, 2 of the longest serving members of Brunswick Junction's Red Cross unit.
I was very proud when I found out that I'd done 60 years. For me on Wednesday, I had been a member for 48 years. It was quite a shock. I didn't realise I'd been a member that long.
Judy has been with the unit for more than half of its 111-year history, encouraged to sign on by her mother, who was also a member for many years.
She decided it was time I joined the Red Cross in 1965, and that's exactly what I did, and I've enjoyed my time in the unit ever since.
Norma joined not long after retiring.
The friendship, it's a small community and we all work together.
The group is involved in many local causes, from fundraising to disaster support.
Doing registrations again at Australind for the Yarloop fires, and that really was very sad because we knew so many of the people that had lost their homes.
Anzac Day is another big day for our group. It's very, very special, the Anzac service, and getting larger and larger every year.
Being part of the Brunswick Red Cross is very special. They are a wonderful group of ladies.
Josiah McMeekin, 7 News.
Pivoting from Perth to the Pilbara, two of the state's biggest sporting brands are making their mark outside of the city. The Perth Wildcats and Perth Lynx players are leading clinics, meeting more than 1,000 kids across the region.
They've dribbled in the NBL Championships and slam dunked for Australia at the Olympics. Now Perth's Wildcats and Lynx players are taking on the Pilbara's rising stars.
Obviously they don't get the opportunity to see us live in the flesh so often, so for us, it's really good to be up here.
These elite athletes shooting hoops across the region at 19 clinics this week. Kids in Karratha, Pannawonica, Paraburdoo, Roebourne and Tom Price taking part.
Yeah, to reach over 1,000 kids in a couple of days is, super cool. And I was one of those kids growing up, coming to camps like this and just being able to share my knowledge and pass that down, knowing how much it meant to me as a younger kid is, super cool.
Rio Tinto's Pilbara Festival of Basketball, building confidence, leadership skills and healthy habits. It's heading into inland towns for the first time.
It's a great opportunity to link some of our biggest sporting stars in WA with some of their biggest fans.
The opportunity to mingle with heroes of the game, encouraging these kids to shoot for the stars no matter where they live.
This is part of the goal, right? To be able to come up here, share, our expertise with the young kids and just get a bit of excitement around the basketball.
These experiences can be so instrumental, and who knows, maybe one of the kids that these players connect with over the next few days, one day will be wearing a singlet for the Wildcats or the Perth Lynx.
Jenny Shon, 7 News.
Two Wheatbelt mothers have organised a 26-kilometre charity run for the Royal Flying Doctors Service. The pair inspired to give back after their children used the services.
Running, walking, riding a motorbike or even a horse. More than 160 fundraisers gather in the Wheatbelt, collecting cash for the Royal Flying Doctors Service.
Thought it'd be 20 of us running from the farm to the pub for a burger and a beer, but it did turn out to be much more than that.
The Heroes to Hub event organised by two mums, inspired by their children's experiences.
My son Gus, he had a motorbike accident back in December, and Kim's daughter Ashlyn, she was also flown down back in 2023 when she suffered an AVM.
A 26-kilometre course starting at New Home Farm, finishing at the Mongumba Hub.
It was a real vibe, and I suppose that's what people do. They come together, they gather, especially when it's a really good course.
Celebrating resilience, community and the vital work of the RFDS.
An opportunity to do some fundraising, to show our gratitude towards the Royal Flying Doctor Service, and also to reach out to our community.
The original target of $26,000 has already been smashed.
It just shows what small communities can do and all the people that support each other and come together.
We're just so lucky that we can access the Royal Flying Doctor Service when we need to and get that urgent care down in Perth when we do live in regional WA.
Asha Gibbon, 7 News.
Making your mark at all costs. Next, a leap of faith in the Southwest Football League. And young surfing sensations claim their spots at Nationals as the state championships wrap up. Harvey Brunswick-Leschenault have secured a top 5 finish in the southwest in a thrilling victory over Augusta Margaret River. Mighty Marks making the match a memorable one.
The Lions roar back. Augusta Margaret River Hawks pounce early, kicking the first 2 goals, but HBL Lions take control from half-time and don't look back. Luke Bennett stealing the show with a jaw-dropping mark.
Down the line, down these. Oh! Bennett! What an absolute screamer!
The Lions hold firm to secure their top 5 spot with a 31-point victory, the game wrapping up 92-61. In the Great Southern Football League, Albany Sharks have come out firing against Railways, leading 39-1 after the first quarter. Maintaining their momentum, the side cruises to an 86-50 victory.
Leans back on it. Looks pretty good.
The Southerners hold a narrow lead against Boyup Brook in the lower southwest, but the tight gap between the two is blown wide open. The Southerners finish strong with a 137-63 win.
McRae, deliberate shot on goal. Umpire just watches it sail through.
The Port Wyndham Crocs take an early lead against the Kununurra Demons in the East Kimberley Football League. James Egan kicks the winning goal in the final moments to clinch a 4-point win, 76-72. Josiah McMeekin, 7 News.
Collie Eagles veteran Adam Bignell has celebrated his 300th league game. He becomes the first Eagle and the 10th player in the Southwest Football League history to reach the milestone. Bignell marking the occasion with 4 goals and a 68-point win over Dunsborough on Sunday. The Geraldton Buccaneers have extended their winning streak with a home win over Coburn, beating the Cougars 107-95 for their 8th straight win. In Kalgoorlie, the Goldfields Giants have outgunned the Perth Redbacks 119-108 to boost their playoff push. The Southwest Slammers struggling again, suffering losses to Warwick Senators and Joondalup Wolves. The next generation of WA surfing talent have fought it out amidst a frothy flat rock swirl. The final leg of the state championships deciding who will be crowned best in the West.
Massive midwinter conditions have forced the state's best to bring their A game for the final leg of the WA Junior State Championship. Flat rocks turning it on as big turns and big airs headlined a spectacular final series. A dominant Dunsborough surfer signing off on a stellar junior career, Maverick Wilson claiming his 9th state championship in the boys under-18s division.
Yeah, it's real sweet. I was really hoping to do well in this event and take home the title, so it's my last year, so yeah, stoked to go into the QSs with a bit of fuel.
The under-18s girls title sewn up by Olive Hardy prior to the final. Mia Jacobs has left her mark, claiming the event win with a massive 9.5 wave.
And this wave came and I hit that end section and I really did not think I was going to land that turn, but I rode out of it, which was really surprising, and that's what I got the 9.5 for. So yeah, it was really good, exciting.
Champions across all ages conquering the fearsome left break.
We had some excellent surfing all round from our 12s all the way to our 18s. We crowned quite a few state champs today as well, which was amazing. And yeah, super humble kids.
The next stop will be the National Championships at Floria Peninsula in South Australia.
I love representing WA because we just have such a good vibe at all the events. We're always cheering each other on. And yeah, I reckon we're always fun to be around, and yeah, so good.
Brandon Demura, 7 News.
Josiah's back with your weather next, and coming up at 6. 40 years since Crocodile Dundee, Paul Hogan reveals his one big wish.
We've never seen this before.
Welcome back. We should see some slightly calmer conditions around WA tomorrow, though showers are expected to linger over the lower west coast and along the southern coast. Partly cloudy conditions for most of the state. We could see a morning fog through some of the southwest land division, a chance of gusty winds through the Kimberley, Pilbara and northern interior. Now, those calmer conditions won't last for long. On Wednesday, a new cold front is set to move through southwest WA. Showers are expected from the Pilbara down to the southwest land division, extending out into the goldfields. A chance of thunderstorm over the southern coastal areas, a possible morning fog over the northern Kimberley. On Thursday, that cold front will track across southern WA, bringing showers and areas of rain right across the state, with a chance of thunderstorms along the southern coast. We could see some small hail through the southwest districts, and the Stirling Ranges could see some flurries of snow for the second time this week. Taking a look at tomorrow's temperatures, mostly sunny in the Kimberley, a top of 32 in Columbaroo, Wyndham and Kununurra, 27 degrees in Broome, clear conditions in the Pilbara, 24 in Karratha and a top of 22 in Tom Price. Partly cloudy over the Gascoyne, 22 in Carnarvon, mixed conditions in the Midwest, 16 in Meekatharra, 17 in Geraldton, possible showers and 16 in Moora. Chance of showers in the southwest, 16 degrees in Bunbury and Busselton, 15 in Albany, similar in the Wheatbelt, 13 degrees in Wagen, 14 in Merredin and Southern Cross. Mixed over the southeast, 17 at the top in Esperance, 16 in Norseman, partly cloudy over the Goldfields, 15 in Leonora and 16 degrees in Kalgoorlie. On local waters tomorrow, 1 metre swells along the Kimberley and most of the Pilbara coast, 3 metres off Ningaloo and the Gascoyne, 3 metre swells stretching along most of the lower west, 2.5 off the Bunbury Geograph coast, 3 metres along Albany, jumping to 4 off Eucla. Around the country tomorrow, showers along the east coast, 20 in Sydney, a sunny 31 in Darwin, closer to home, showers and 16 in Perth. Good night.
Thanks, Josiah. That's all from us. We'll be back with updates throughout the evening. Rick and Sue are next with 7 News at 6. Good night, Western Australia.